especially when I got.
Welcome back, millionaires. Again, this is week 3, and this is Obom Bowen. For those of you who don't remember, I am still here and keeping it going for you to help your businesses grow and grow and grow. So, as I said before, I'm super excited for you guys, as always, and welcome back to helping you get your business on track. So, with that being said, let's talk and move into your six-figure survey formula as we continue in module 1 this week for your businesses. And this is where the excitement builds a lot more for you guys, where it actually builds a lot more for myself, because we're really getting things down for you. So as we continue to move forward into this and into building your businesses, I'm excited for you guys, and I know you're excited as well. So I'm not sure what's going on with my slide deck here today, but let's try this one more time. All right, here we go. So moving on with your six-figure survey formula. So this is, we're going to talk about how to survey. I'm going to give you guys a couple tools and tips and some of the websites to get and download some surveying tools and information to help build surveys for yourself and save and get feedback from your clients, so you are able to basically share your message as if you're in your customer's head. So the exact questions to ask is what I'm going to share with you with your prospects to find out the ideal messaging and languaging to use in all your videos and your copying, your marketing, and everything else that you do as you're moving forward. And some of you probably think sometimes I might have read your mind, some of the things that you're feeling. Well, this because I'm constantly split testing and asking questions of my customers from you. So it'll help you to be able to get your messages, your messaging really clear, right? So this is how you can stop winging it. And also leaving money on the table, because when you know exactly what your customers want and how to deliver it to them, that's how you're going to continue to bankroll income into your bank account, and how to actually bankroll helping your clients achieve the success they're looking for by asking them directly for it. So instead, you'll be able to create the content and copy that sells. All that means is that you'll be able to create the content to write down, and the things that you'll serve as later on will come as your copyrighted information from your clients themselves, right? This leaves your prospects wanting more and chasing you instead of vice versa, you chasing clients, right? So, and you can charge more than your competitors with clients who are willing to pay you. So as we kind of niche this down some more, this is how you get a chance to make your ideal clients feel like you're practically, like I said before, reading their mind, right? And this creates so much trust and rapport and an openness to learn more about your services. So I added a interview this morning, and one of the, actually the interviewer was talking to me today, and she said, Obom, you are so like open with your life and your business. It's easy. You're such an easy person to talk to. That's because I just share from the heart, and I'm always there and teaching you the natural way of conversating in your marketing is very, very crucial, because you never sell salesy or gamey. So this is pretty much a game changer. I want to share a quick story with you guys. You see picture here in the group. This is one of our first masterminds we did out in Jamaica, and had some family members was invited of some of the other folks we were working with. But one of our main clients, you see pictured in the center, Catherine, a good friend of mine now for almost a decade, said he, referring to myself, was worth the investment 20 times or worth the investment 20 times more. So we have had an entirely brand new coaching business that has produced multiple six figures since hiring Obom that we never thought possible, right? So They also moved on to say that our San Diego mastermind hired a coach, spent almost $50,000, went from weak branding to strong branding, increased sales by 300%, sold our first high-ticket coaching package, recruited 59 people in 60 days in our network marketing company, right? So after working with me, they were able to save basically that same 50 grand they spent on somebody before and still had average branding, because I taught them how to speak and share authentically, what I call conversational selling, right? Is the biggest message and mistakes most people make are these here. They start talking in fancy talk. People can't understand what they're saying. Instead of speaking the way your prospect is thinking to themselves in their own head. So, many times what you'll see with me is, even if I use fancy talk or lingo or jargon, something that's outside of the norm, I'll always dumbify it or break it down and explain it in a way that everybody can understand. Some of them are always wanting to sound too, woo-woo, like overthinking it. Here in Atlanta, people are all about the woo-woo and the splash, and no, they're living $1,000 life, $1 million budget, when it should be the other way around. So they're overthinking and not being tangible enough, meaning that whatever it is they're talking about, their client has almost zero concept, of getting, but they're basically moving around their market and message, right? They're selling people that you think they need instead of what they want. So when you start to sell your customers or products you think they need instead of what they actually want, you'll lose more customers. And out of our suite of products, I would prefer to sell a customer one product when I want to sell them 10. When the timing is right, they can get, 8, 9, 10 products later on, but sell your customers what they need, not what you think they need or what you want them to have, right? And the most important, the biggest message or mistake is people guessing and not surveying. I'll tell you guys right now, you've probably seen many of the questions I ask on Facebook all the time, and throughout this presentation here, you'll get to see a little bit more of that. But most people think I'm just asking random questions, especially on Facebook. Using Facebook is the fastest, easy, and least expensive way to survey people on anything you need. I just did that again last night, trying to brand something for logos, and I got over 100 responses for free, right? Most people are talking like they talk like they write instead of talking casually and conversationally. And there's a huge difference in between the way we write and the way we speak. I don't think there is a person on earth yet that actually writes and speaks exactly the same way. But you have to learn to write the way you speak to your customers, so it's not a disconnect between the message, right? So this is what I want to share with you guys is very key here as we move in and close niche down today, is if you can describe your prospect's problem better than they can, that's true influence. Because when you're able to get into the head of your customer, then you're able to think their way, right? The secret behind how I create all of my videos and my copy or my copywriting for all my programs over the past 7 years, because of this. This was actually one of the images I love the most. My wife and I got a chance to be on stage with one of her all-time country artists. So it was amazing to have her on stage with George. But most of my secrets came from that and what I call marketing in the light. This was also being able to have my book, The Philosophy of Success, market on George Strait's stage here in Atlanta in front of over 100,000 people. You talk about that because we were just being authentic in our message that night. It was just amazing to see what, how things worked out for my wife then. And the gentleman on the left there is a retired Air Force general. We got picked through a series of many different things, but being live in front of that concert, or what I call marketing in the light, is what I'm going to share with you guys, and what helps you get to the stages that you always want to be. So step one that we're going to talk about here is uncovering the trigger points. So here are some of the things when you're uncovering the trigger points in step one. It's, you want to know, what is your ideal client's specific problem? right? You want to know what that specific problem is, or that pain, the biggest challenge or frustration that they have. So if your product is to serve, the purposes of their pain, you want to know what hurts them the most, what's their biggest struggle and challenge. So when you present your product, you're presenting your product directly to that need. You're filling the gap, you're filling that void, right? So also, what is the biggest desire or that irrational desire that your client is looking for? Is if you're able to help them with that desire, if you're able to go into the future now, and you always want to be able to start with the end in mind, not only for yourself, but for your clients, if you're able to have them see that picture clearly and let them know that you can give that to them at whatever price it is that you're affixing to your product or service, you have them right there, okay? So how have they tried to solve their problem in the past? So you always want to be able to bring that back to the client and say, well, great, here's what I have. What are you currently doing, and what's your results? My phrase I always use all the time is, how's that working for you so far, right? I'm bringing that pain back to them and giving them the solution all at the same time. So where else does this problem affect them negatively in their life? So you want to be able to take it not only from a product standpoint or business, but you want to bring it back into life and see how it's messing up not only just this one area, but 5, 6, 7 other areas in your life, right? We're looking for their hopes, fears, and dreams, and you're being able to bring your product, which is the outcome, to help solve that problem, okay? Through this, you'll also find objections that you can use in your videos to overcome them even before you ask for the sale. So lots of times I do many videos, and some of you have seen a lot of those videos where I'm basically killing the objections before they even do it. So I'm going into my client's mind and just having a regular conversation. And before I get to the end of it, they're able to eliminate the processes of their own objections before I even sell anything. So asking the right questions is always key and important. The number one thing I'm really good at is asking questions. But it's not just asking questions, it's asking the right questions. So first thing you always want to do when you're surveying, asking your prospects on your survey pages, which you'll get a chance to build, you always want to know who they are. So name and email and phone number is optional, but name and email, or sometimes just the email, people want to convert faster, right? So what is your number one biggest challenge or struggle with? And they can fill in the blank. These are just general questions you can ask. What's your number one biggest challenge or struggle with blank? It could be your weight, your height, your diet, whatever it is, entertainment, whatever the issue is that your product fills in. So what's stopping you from being at your goal right now, right? If you could sit down with me for an hour, what would you want what would be your number one question? So if you're serving your clients and asking them, or you have the chance to sit down, to have them sit down with you and have their number one problem be met, what is that problem, or what is that question that they want an answer to, right? You would want to ask, so when you sit with them, the question they want to ask you, if they can answer that right there, that's some of the same information you can pull to make your products fit that need that they have. What are 3 things that if you accomplish them this year in your business, or whatever you place your topic here, you would like to feel, the outcome for them. So I'm moving a little fast, and I know it's probably going to get a little confusing as I move through. Not as much, but when the homework assignment shows up, you'll see the homework is a little more in depth for you to bring it through. So as we continue more on asking the right questions, you want to ask, what other courses have you purchased in relation to your courses or your programs that they're taking, and what's been missing for you. So if they've taken this is one of my favorite questions to ask clients. If they've taken any other courses, or if you're in health and nutrition, if they've been on any other diets, what are the things that are still missing? If they had any kind of other services with help, or whatever it's missing, your role or your product is the one that's designed to fill that void, to fit that need, okay? What is your biggest fear around, and you insert your topic there. that's regarding to, yours could be mindset training. It could be health and fitness, fire dancing, whatever it is. So, and any self-limiting beliefs that might be holding you back. And this is crucial for your clients, because many times a lot of my clients, here's an example, for those of them who want success, their self-limiting belief could be something around money when they were younger. That says, that could have been from a parent that they have that's said to them before, you'll never be successful. So subconsciously, they're always thinking, I'll never be successful. So it doesn't matter what they do, there is a subconscious thought that's always holding them back. And that's why I always interject and help them with affirmations. So when I run out of questions to ask, I revert to my favorite question. Is there anything else I should know? Right? And that's anything else I should know about you, about your business, about your success, about what you're looking to do. Sometimes you also want to offer a multiple choice, and a multiple choice is very important because you can move that from topics to kind of centralize what you want to ask them, from very important to somewhat important to not important at all when you're given certain choices. And I'll give you guys a couple examples here in a bit. So if you could learn anything to help you insert, this is where you would insert your topic here, whatever it is. For mine, an example, if there's anything you could learn to help you regarding wealth generations or regarding success, right? What would you want to learn most? And when they say that, that's how I'm able to create my products for future clients or for the current clients and generate what it is they're looking to learn. Because if my program teaches 10 things and they only want to learn 3, then I'll create it with the 3 specifically for them, right? Or what's most important to help you? Again, topic there now. You want to know what's going to give them the microwave feeling that they're looking for, because the entire world is on a microwave program, which is I want my problems fixed today, now. But now is not always the answer they're going to get. No one wants to hear, I'm going to get it at the end of the year. So you want to give them a few things that'll help them at least, 90 days, 30 days, 60 days. And if that is a repetitive process and it will take a year before it helps, that's the package you want to bundle and sell for them. So then you can give them a multiple choice, whether it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, as many as you want to go and test as you continue in surveys. So here's an example, step 2, some of the things I was talking about. So, and I have the links here in the homework for you guys as well. I used SurveyMonkey is one of the 2 different ones that I use. So this is how I did my survey and got the answer back on my Making Money video. So you can see down here, it says most important, somewhat important, not important. I give basically this survey here, and step 2 is when you're actually stepping into the survey. And so in the survey questions, you see, I asked them, what did they want? Growing their email list, making money with video, learning persuasion and influence strategies, learning to sell high ticket, create your own online targeting programs. And it came back 65%. See, growing your email list was one of the ones came back as the highest, but the one I chose was making money with video. Why? Because that's something I've done. I can do it. It's very simple for me. The second highest one from that surveying, it says, okay, what did the people need? But what's the difference between, it was only 3 people difference. If you look at the total response on that question, was 291 versus 287. So I'm like, well, growing your email list, I'm not that great with that. I can do it, but it's easier for me to do video and teach a program like this. So hopefully you guys are getting that. Right? So step 3 is where you start looking for the languaging and patterns and the repetitive words that your customers or your clients use, because those repetitive words that they use basically are created into repetitive thoughts. And that's how the Facebook algorithm works. Things that you repeatedly do or write or type, there is how you see the ads that keeps responding to your pages when you sign into Facebook. So write down the words that are emotional, the ones that trigger emotional responses or songs in your head and your memory. You want to think of, are there certain topics that are more popular? And the topics that are most popular, obviously, that's going to go faster and bigger. What are the similarities between some of your prospects' fears, wants, and desires and everyone else's, right? You'll start noticing patterns And what you'll do is you get to be a detective and pay closer attention. And for those of you who are already students, have received bank, you can bankify your prospects by doing this. This is how you get to be a detective and speed code with them. So for those of you who haven't, definitely reach back out to me to learn more about bank, and I'll teach you guys more about that. But you get to be that investigator, and that's really key and important for you. Step 4 in the survey process is, survey your best clients, so the past or the present ones. And I always call on my clients, the ones who purchased 3 to 4 or 5 different programs of ours or have been great customers or referred us. I go back to them because they are the people that have spent the most money with me. They like my branding. So I want to find out what it was that drew them into me, and I want to take that and then put it back out to drawing more customers like them, because they're my ideal clients, right? This is your best copy, right? This is your best work that you're going to be able to do from serving your past clients for people who like you the most, right? As if it's coming from your best customers, that's what's going to pay you 10 to 100 more than trying to find it from 200-300 different people. So it's the questions you want to ask them is, what made you say yes to investing in yourself, or what made you say yes to investing with us or our programs? What made you say yes to investing, with me in this program specifically, or any other programs that you had or you're going to be doing in the future? What's most important to you right now in your life, one, and your business that you value the most? Those are very, very key questions and very strong surveying questions that you can ask your clients. So step 5, which is key. It's basically where you're taking the language from your survey to create your scripts and your copy from this data. Not necessarily scripts that you read over and over to try to memorize. There's certain things that your clients will say and do that you use. When I say script, I'm talking about my writing. Like right now, I'm scripting to you as in what I'm speaking and saying and doing. This is my script in this presentation. So that's what you'll use to create your scripts and copy. And sometimes in your marketing messages as well. You can literally copy and paste this to create the most effective copy, in a sense, right? Even over a copywriter who don't even know your audiences as well. What does that mean? Is when you ask the survey questions and those who took your survey answer the questions, guess what? It's their words. If you can take those and put it into your messaging when you're writing your ads or you're creating your sales page for your products and services, it's in the words of your clients, what the majority of them are thinking of your ideal clients. So you only need between 25 to 40 different questions in total to really start seeing a pattern, and you don't need a million surveys to do this, only a few, okay? So some of the questions, you ask is, have you ever, and then you add the surveying, whatever the fear or challenge language that you have. For example, have you ever felt alone or abandoned? One of the ones that I used when it came to marketing, have you ever felt that you have all the knowledge and information, but you can't get your message out to your prospects? You can't get your message out to your clients, right? Has this ever been something that's been a struggle for you? And I would write that. Several of my scripts that you see on Facebook is very simple with a have you ever, because it makes them think. It's an emotional way of getting into your client's head. And then you transition it into what if you could X, Y, Z. This again, you add all now the desires and the wants here. So you take them from the fear and challenges and you put the answers there. So, have you ever been broke? This was one of the ones I did to build for recruiting for my network marketing business when I was building that aggressively. Have you ever felt broke? For me, and I was describing my own situation where you're frustrated, working a 9 to 5, go home, you have more month than at the end of your money than you do have money at the end of the month. What if you could stop all that by sharing, and I entered my specific product, or sharing with friends and family to earn an extra $500 to $1,000 a month. So address the pain and give the answer. So here's one of the responses I got back. So this right here was just responses back I had from individuals who responded to some of those ads. As you can see here, over 292 different responses. These were some of the key ones. And these ones I'm showing you is where I take exactly the answers from to create my plans. You see, someone says, my challenge is creating videos, having a strategy, and a step-by-step plan. My current biggest constraint around marketing and business online meet, right? So what I did is I went through that, and that's what I took. That's why I created this system step by step by step for you guys here, because the issue's already there, and they're not the only one with this problem. Everyone does, or everyone who wants to become significant in their business have those same issues. So as we continue in step 5, right, creating your scripting ideas for your videos and video sales pages is very simple. And in let me see, yes, module 2, in module 2, so a few weeks from now, we're actually going to be sharing you guys a couple ways to actually use that, and on Google Analytics, finding unlimited amounts of information for free, targeting your competitors out there. This is so cool. What I'm going to use to share with you guys this tool, instead of spending money on ads and all that stuff that most folks do, you get to create and in a sense model the same information from their ads. So an example of this is, have you ever struggled with creating videos? Maybe you've had an issue with being visible and you feel like you're playing small. This was exactly one of them that I used in an ad for folks. So here's the answer. Then I put the second bullet point. What if you could have a strategy and a step-by-step plan that could help you to take your experience and gifts in a way that has you seen as an expert and people value what you have to offer, right? So you see how that goes, contrasting the two, the what if problem, and then bam, the answer to that. So some of the responses you get continuing here, as you see. And like I said, you guys will get a chance to get those for free. Out of the 285 responses, effective use of video marketing. These are all the things and times where it comes back with the answers from my survey, which you'll get a chance to see in your own for yourself. So here are some quick survey tips as we begin to start closing down here. Survey tips and suggestions for you. Right, you want to add a survey to your funnel. Once someone opts in to your websites, send them a quick email with a short survey, 3 to 10 questions max. The shorter and fewer the questions, the higher the conversions. Okay, so I know some of you have websites, some of you don't. We're going to talk about that more in module 3, but ask for more comments on your videos. So for example, what is your biggest challenge with blank, your topic in that spot? So you'll see a lot of times I do videos, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook or any other social media platform. I always ask for feedback, and those feedback are always how I create better products, or how I better my products for my current customers or future clients. So ask questions on Facebook, on your personal page, or on your via Facebook ads or your Facebook fan page. Survey your best clients, your past and present. I also recommend using the comment or essay type questions where your prospects can fill in their own words instead of answering yes or no questions, because yes or no doesn't really give you anything. That's just you, and you don't want to be that much of a control maniac. You want to give your clients full control. It's the only way you learn, when you give them a full chance. So you might get less people answering, but this is where you get the gold. So most people look and say, like, this wasn't very popular, but I would rather get 10 people with good quality content than 200 people just basically yes, no, here, there, not that much. I love it when they give me the long descriptions. It's gold. It's free marketing ads for you, right? So if you don't have a huge list, which most of you probably don't currently, you can send out your Survey Monkey link to your email contacts via your email. And I'll share with you guys how to do that. It's actually in your homework, which you'll be getting a chance to download here once this is over. So you get a chance to test and evolve your messaging over time, right? So start where you are today. And as you do this, more and more, you will attract more ideal clients who are even more committed to doing the work. And that's what's key. So here are some of the best resources that I've been mentioning through there. You guys can write this down. It'll also be in your homework. But best resources I get from these two is typeform.com and surveymonkey.com. You can go over and sign up and get a free test from them. And you can also start doing some surveying to help get your questions roll out and your customers and clients giving you the feedback you need. So here's your homework exercises for this week's guys. I'm so pumped up for you. Go create your survey. Use your worksheets as the guidelines, and know that you now have a strategy which can make you money for years to come. Once you master this, it's so very simple. So with your homework, your first profit products, I want you to create these three things. You've already got that in your curveball homework assignment this week on the Millionaire Mastermind Incubator private group. So you're going to create your free project, your $5 program, and your $10 program, right? You can always revise them later as you evolve your messaging and your content and your videos. As long as you continue to do that and evolve, you have a chance to change those as best you can. And as always, remember to find the wealth you've been giving and to find the wealth you've been looking for. There's one place to look, and it's inside yourself. You have the talent. God's given you the gift. You do the work, and the answer is always you. So with that, guys, I'm super excited. As always, if there's any questions, just remember, we will meet Saturday live for your question and answer period. And I am so excited for you all. And I want to say that you're on track. You're a millionaire. You're a millionaire. You are a millionaire.